Weekly, episode 9. So today's Monday and I'm just in my lunch break at work and the roads are eerily quiet. It's really strange. I thought I'd just call in to sort of say a quick hello and let you know how I am and see how you're all doing at the start of the week. Work is very, very odd. We are only doing telephone consultations now and not actually physically seeing patients, which is a whole new way of working for us, and it's really strange and is taking a little bit of adjusting to ensure that we're keeping patients safe. So that's weird, but yeah, the drive to work this morning was really strange. It was really eerily quiet on the roads, and yeah, this is unprecedented really. I've never experienced anything like this. I phoned my dad. My dad's not very well. He's now self-isolating. He has COPD, which is a lung condition. It's only mild, but he said that he is feeling more breathless than he is normally the last couple of days. He sounded okay on the phone. He could speak to me in sentences, etc. And I'm just heading back to the surgery for this afternoon session, but I do have a patient to see this afternoon who does sound like they have symptoms, so that's going to be interesting because I'm going to need to assess them. Not that I can diagnose coronavirus, but yeah, really, really odd. So anyway, I hope you're all having a nice Monday, and I'll probably see you at home later. Hello and welcome to Tuesday. I'm just on my way home from work. Oh, what a day it's been. My daughter has called me to tell me she's self-isolating as well, because when she was home with us last week she started with a cough, but we put it down to the dust because obviously we were ripping out the kitchen and it was very dusty, etc., and she is quite allergic to things like that, but seemingly she's got worse since she's gone home, so she's now off work self-isolating. In the meantime, my dad's not very well either. I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday. He has COPD. I think I did mention it. I seem to remember mentioning that, but yeah, so who knows? We're all going to get this virus, aren't we, at some point, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I'm on my way home from work. Martin's told me that the kitchen is like a building site. The electrician has been today trying to put the pendant lights in over the breakfast bar, but has seemingly been struggling with the electrics because they've not been too good, the electrics that we had. So that's going to be interesting to see what sort of state my kitchen's in when I get home shortly. Should be home in about 10 minutes. Yeah, so it's all a bit strange really. We shall see when I get home how things are. My hands are still, as you can see, not very good. I am back in my regular job tomorrow, and I've been speaking to a colleague of mine today who's told me that they are looking at us being provided with laptops so that we can access our electronic patient record system from home, so that we can do the telephone consultations from home. I think our practice manager is going to a meeting about that tomorrow, so we'll see if that certainly becomes an option. We've lost one of our GPs, one of our 2 GPs, who is heavily pregnant. She was due to go on maternity leave next month anyway, but she started with a cough and is self-isolating, and then is just going to go on early maternity leave from that. So we're now down to 1 GP and me and my other ANP colleague in our practice from tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. So yeah, it's scary times, isn't it? So I don't know, we'll see how things pan out over the coming days. Right, I'm going to be home in 5 minutes. I'm starving, and hopefully we've got some food that we can throw together to get some tea. So I'll catch up with you later. Hi, and today's Wednesday. I'm home from work. It's quite late in the evening. I've not picked up the camera at all today. Yeah, downstairs the kitchen is still a mess. I look a mess because my hair is all scraped up. I've had a really busy day at work today. Oh my word, patience. I'm not going to be unprofessional, but things are difficult right now, shall we say, and nobody's got any patience, let alone patience, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Yes, I'm really tired. I'm home from work and I have had a couple of lovely deliveries. Now, I've been wanting some better storage solutions for my PDF patterns, and I know most of you have seen when I redid my shelves up there a couple of weeks ago, and I use these plastic wallets that are like four for £1 from B&M, somewhere like that anyway, and I've had them for a long time. And I know Shan uses some of the card ones that you can get from Amazon, the elbow ones, and I've been thinking about them for a while, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get them because I think they will take up less space. I will use the plastic wallets. I'm not going to obviously just throw them away because that's really wasteful, but as I get new PDFs, I think, because I'm nearly out of them anyway, I am going to replace them with the card ones. So I have had a delivery today of the orange ones, which are these ones here, and I've got 50 altogether, so they should last me a while, hopefully. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting those all sorted. Now, yeah, I think when Shan mentioned these on one of her vlogs last week, I think it was, or the week before, and I had a look, I was really shocked at how expensive these are, because they'd gone up to something like £80 for 50, which is a lot of money, isn't it, just for storage pockets. So obviously I don't think she paid that for them, but this is Amazon and they change their pricing all the time, don't they? So I did manage to find the orange ones that were a lot cheaper. I think they were £28 for 50 or something, which I didn't think was too bad. So I've got some and this should last me a long time. If you are going to think of getting anything from Amazon at the minute in the current coronavirus situation, though, I have heard that they are stopping, they're not stopping supplying things, but they're prioritising essential items. So I think what they're doing is the sellers that sell to Amazon, that they store in their warehouse before we purchase, they are only filling their warehouses with essential items. So just to prioritise for the public, really. So I guess things like this are not going to be essential. So if you are wanting any haberdashery bits and pieces, I would seriously think about getting them now, because I think once they've sold their existing supplies of those, then they're not going to restock if you do get things from Amazon. So anyway, that's that. I am sewing up my wanted tee. Yeah, I've been procrastinating about this all week, and the red one that I got cut out last weekend, I am now sewing up. I'm almost there. It's here. It looks obviously a bit of a heap. I've just got to hem it. I'm not totally happy with the square neckline. Again, I still haven't got that perfect, and obviously on a plain fabric it really shows, but I'll show you when it's done anyway. And I have had some more lovely Happy Meals today. Oh, before that though, you might notice I've got a massive cold sore here. I didn't really want to point that out actually, but you know, if you're looking thinking, what's that on her face? Yeah, I've got a really big cold sore. I think I'm a little bit run down. Don't have a cough or a temperature, so I'm okay to keep working. But I'm going to nip downstairs and bring up the other Happy Mail to show you what else came in the post today. Right then, so the lovely Kathy contacted me a couple of days ago, and she mentioned that she had been looking through her patterns and was wanting to destash quite a number of her patterns. And she contacted me just to see if there was any that I would like, and bless her, there was quite a few actually, but I did mention to her that there are quite a few destash pages, particularly on Facebook, if she wanted to join, but she said no, you can have first choice after everything I've been through with the floods and everything, which was so kind of her. So I chose 4 patterns and she sent them to me, and bless her, they have arrived today. And oh my word, when I opened the package, Kathy, I was just gobsmacked. Thank you so much. She's also included this really lovely easy hem gauge. This is it here, and Kathy, I I was overwhelmed when I opened this. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Basically what she said was that she was sent 2 of these by mistake and she didn't want to send the second one back, so she's given it to me. And yeah, this will definitely come in really useful. Obviously it's got it's a metal sewing gauge which has all different measurements on there for hems and you know, curves and things, so that is going to come in so useful. So thank you so much, I really appreciate that. So kind. And the patterns that I chose, let me show you. So they're all sort of vintage patterns. The first one is this one, Style 2810, which is this one here. It's for the jacket and the trousers, but it was actually the trousers that I was really taken with. I thought that they would be really nice for spring summer, probably made out of a linen. I mean, it does suggest fabrics such as crepe linen, linen blends, wool blends, and it's the jacket and the pants. The pants have got a couple of darts in. I'll just show you the line drawings on the back there. There we go, so that should focus there, so hopefully you can see that. But yeah, I thought that was quite a nice little pattern, so I've got that one. The next one is this one, which is Style 2759, and this is for really the jacket. It's like a little Chanel style jacket, and I love that. I thought that's so pretty. So again, this is described for, it's an edge-to-edge jacket with round neckline, full length sleeves, has false welts and braid trim. Yeah, so I'll just show you the line drawings on the back there. Obviously there's the dress as well, but that would take a lot of fitting for me at the moment, so it's definitely the jacket that I am drawn to with that one. Then I chose McCall's 8926, and this is a selection of trousers and skirts. Again, it was the trousers that I really like, and I really like this red short skirt as well. I think that's really nice. They're the line drawings on the back for that one. I don't know if you can hear Martin in the background. He's just trying to get Pluto to come inside because he's Pluto, our cat. I don't know for any of you that have cats out there, our cat does not come to the back door. What he does is he comes and sits on the window, outside on the window ledge, waiting for us to open the window, and then when you open the window for him to come in, he just sits and stares at you as if, you know, as if you've got all the time in the world. So yeah, and then so quite often he'll just wander off. Anyway, getting back to these patterns, so the last one is McCall's 7412, which is this sort of Chinese dress pattern, and I really like this version here because it's got double slits both sides, and I think that's really nice. I'll just show the line drawings on that one there. So yeah, so thank you so much for that lovely gift, Kathy, and yeah, I'm just so thrilled. It's really brightened my day. Thank you so much. I'm so touched that you sent them to me, so thank you. Also, what I've also done is I have bought a couple of PDF patterns. Obviously in the current climate, I'm really conscious that a lot of small businesses, particularly that we know and love in the sewing community, are potentially going to be really struggling through these next few months. I know lots of people will be struggling for many reasons anyway, but I think obviously because this is my hobby and I love sewing so much, and you know, a lot of the fabric stores that I buy from, I wouldn't be able to enjoy my hobby as much as I do if they didn't exist, that kind of thing. And it really concerns me that, you know, they're going to be going through a tough time. Although, you know, I'm an NHS worker and I know everybody is really grateful to us and lots of other essential workers that don't get as much what's the word, publicity, I guess, as we do. You know, people like supermarket workers and truck drivers and dustbin workers, those kinds of people that are doing essential things every day, and they don't get to the headlines. You know, we're all grateful for those people keeping the country running at the moment, but I'm very lucky being an NHS worker in many ways that my job is essential and I am needed, and I'm not facing the next few months worrying about where my next paycheck is coming from.
So I'm really conscious about that, and not that I need any excuse to buy fabric or patterns or things. However, there are a few companies out there at the minute that are offering early discounts, companies that were going to be presenting at festivals or that kind of thing, and so they're offering lots of discounts, I think, to entice people to buy. So I don't need any encouragement in that department, as I'm sure you all know, but I'm waffling a lot. So paper cut patterns first. I'm a big fan of paper cut patterns, always have been, and I watched the Fold Line vlog last Sunday where they talked about spring trends and things, and I'm not always a trend follower, I'm definitely not a trendsetter, but I always like to watch it just to see, just to give me ideas, I guess. And one of the patterns they mentioned was the Stacker jacket by Paper Cut Patterns. It wasn't one that I'd ever been drawn to before, but I've bought it. And I think the other one they mentioned was the Meridian dress as well, and I've bought that as well. Now, Paper Cut Patterns have a 15% off all of their patterns at the moment. I think it's until the end of March, so go along and have a look. There's no code needed, you just need to, they've already taken the discounts off on the website, so it's worth having a look at if there's any patterns that you've been wanting of theirs and waiting till there was a bit of a discount or whatever. But yeah, so I've got the Meridian dress and I've got that printed off, so that is that one there. With this lovely crossover detail at the front. I'll put a better picture in of it because I've printed this off in black and white, so it's not very good. The Stacker jacket is this one there. It's quite boxy, and it's got these huge pockets on the front, and initially I wasn't sort of drawn to that, but I actually quite fancy it. Again, I'll put a better picture in so you can have a look. But when I was in Weltons with my daughter last week, I noticed they had some sort of khaki olivey green needle cord fabric, and it was really cheap. It was like £4 a metre, and I didn't get it because I thought it's the wrong time of year, and now I really wish I had, because I'm just picturing that in that fabric. It's a lined jacket as well, and I've got some lovely linings in my fabric, or some lightweight cotton lawns, which I think would work really well. So I may just have to go back. They are still open at the minute. So I may just have to go back and get that. Yeah, so I've got that one as well and got that printed off. And then finally, the lovely Amanda, who is I Sew A Lot, she has just put up her latest makes vlog, and I love Amanda's videos. I just think she's an amazing seamstress. She's so neat and precise and knows how to fit her body really well, and she's very, very skilled. She's made this, the Ivy Pinafore by Jennifer Lauren. Again, that picture's not very good because it's in black and white. I'll put a better picture in here. She made it in a lovely denim and it looks amazing. And yeah, I've basically bought that pattern as well. There wasn't a discount code that I found for Jennifer Lauren, but yeah, I've got that one as well. So I'm going to have a go at making that. Sew Me Sunshine have a discount code. If you've got the Current Love Sewing magazine, the discount code is in there. But that's for 15% off everything at the minute as well. I think again that's till the end of March, I'm not sure. Tilly and the Buttons I think have got 20% off all their fabric and pattern. Oh no, it's not their fabric, sorry, it's just their patterns and workshops. That's it at the minute. I don't know if that's ended, but it was definitely on today, definitely. And is there anybody else? Fabrics Galore, they have 25% off all their fabrics at the moment. Again, that's just on their website, and I think the code is on there. Yeah, so there's quite a few out there. So let me just show you my wanted tee. So I've just got this all sewn together tonight, and it is actually fairly quick, but just doing this neckline, I've only done it twice. This hasn't been pressed yet. And this is it, it's coming out like that. So I'm quite pleased with it. I mean, I do love this shape, but as I say, I think once it's pressed and it's on, it'll be okay. But can you see the corner there? There's like a little bit of puckering just in the corner, and the same at that side. I think, as I say, once it's on and stretched, it will probably be fine, but you know, it shows up a little bit in a plain fabric. So yeah, I think that's going to be quite nice though. So I've just got to get that finished, get that hemmed. A couple of people, somebody mentioned about why I didn't sew the cowl neck top on my, why I didn't hem it on, no, sorry, not that one. You know the big chunky Vogue V9330? I'll put a picture of it here that I made and did a vlog about how I made that. Somebody asked me why I didn't hem it on my cover stitch machine. Well, the main reason for that was because with that being a really thick chunky fabric, I didn't want the hem to show. I wanted it to not show, and basically that's why I decided to do a blind hem. But there's also another reason why I didn't use my cover stitch on it, and that's because I can't get to it at the minute, because with us being in the midst of kitchen Armageddon at the moment, my dining room is full of lots of things out of my kitchen, so the cover stitch is right at the back. I've no room to put it on the dining room table. I've no room to really even get into my dining room to sit anywhere with my cover stitch, so because there's no room up here in my sewing room to put my cover stitch, so that's where it stays. So I haven't got any space to use it at the minute, so I'm having to use my sewing machine and my overlocker. Yeah, so that's why I didn't use my cover stitch machine. Right, I think that's it. I'm going to get this hemmed, I think, and then I'm probably going to go to bed because I'm quite tired. It is 10 to 10 now, and I've had a few late nights recently, which is not like me. Kitchen wise, it's coming on. We still haven't finished the electrics. Our electrician is amazing, bless him, he really is amazing. But the job that should have taken 2 days has so far taken 5. It's not his fault at all. It's just been a lot more complex than any of us anticipated. Some of the electrics, when he's, you know, taken things off the wall and had a look behind, it's thrown up all sorts of little gremlins and other issues that have needed to be rectified. So that's taken longer than originally anticipated. So tomorrow will be the last day for the electrics. There's just a couple of jobs left to do, and then they will be done, which then means Martin can crack on and get the rest of the base units in. We can't, I'm currently without a sink. I think I showed you that, didn't I? And that's difficult. I'm quite glad I'm at work, to be honest, because at least I'm away from it during the day. But basically we can't, once we've got the base units in, we can't do any more, because the people that are fitting our worktops have to come and do a template at that point of where the worktops are going to go and how big they are and the shape of them and all that kind of thing. And then it takes them 10 days to go away, make the worktops bespoke just for our kitchen, then come back, arrange to come back and fit them. And we're having a Belfast sink, and the tap for the sink has to go through the worktops. So obviously Martin can fit the sink, but he can't actually attach the taps and it be a working sink until the worktops have been made and fitted. So we are going to be without a sink for a while, and we can't do the wall units until the worktops are fitted, because we're having a dresser unit that sits on the worktop. So yeah, so it's not going to be done anytime soon. The flooring, we have the flooring company coming out on Monday to measure up and give us a proper quote, but we have an estimation of how much the floor is going to cost. We are having a parquet floor. It's very expensive. The reason why as well is because the current floor that's down is tiles, and it goes all the way through into the conservatory, and some of the tiles are cracked, and I've never liked, it's not that I don't like the design, it's just that the tiles in the conservatory over winter are very cold underfoot. There's no underfloor heating in there, so we tend to just close that room off over winter and not use it as much as possible. But because it is the only way into our house through the back, it is, you know, it's a doorway, so we have to use it. But I've never liked the tiled floor because of that. So with us replacing the floor in the kitchen, we're having to do it all the way through into the conservatory as well. And the conservatory is the full length of the back of the house. It's very big, as I'm sure you've seen on some of my previous vlogs. So it means that it's going to be a lot of expense to do that, and a lot of work for us in the meantime to get the floor up as well, so the tiled floor. So yeah, so there's a lot to do. Martin does have another week off work so far, so we're hoping we can get the bulk of it done by then. The worktops won't be in by then, so we'll still be without a sink, but at least if we've got everything else in, we'll be getting somewhere, I think. So yeah, so there's lots of chunks of wall and ceiling knocked out now where all this new wiring has had to be put in for the lighting and the new sockets and things in the kitchen. So Martin's going to skim all that. We were going to get a plasterer in, but to be honest, he can do it. He's quite good at things like that. So I think that we can save a bit of cash there, and he can do that. But my kitchen lights, the pendant lights that are going to be over the worktops, sorry, that are going to be over the breakfast bar, did get put in today, and they look amazing. They're really good. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how they're going to look. But we've taken them out at the minute. Well, we've taken the bulbs out because the bulbs are really big. They're sort of this big. And yeah, because the breakfast bar isn't there, the boys keep hitting their heads on it. So that's quite funny. Right, so I am going to get this finished before I go to bed. And I'll probably check in with you all tomorrow. So see you then. Right, so hopefully you can see that there. I have finished my red wanted tee. I'll just move my hair out of the way. I'm wearing it with my high-waisted ultimate trousers that I made last year. So over it do have a tutorial for how to raise the waistband on the ultimate trousers. These are actually a little bit big on me. But I'm really pleased with this top. I think it's lovely. I love the neckline. I think the puckering I can get away with. I love the elbow length sleeves. I love the colour. Yeah, really happy with that. So I think I'm going to try a hack of this, and yeah, I've got some ideas. So we shall see. We'll see. Hello, today is Thursday. It's Thursday evening, and I'm home from work, and I have just done something really stupid. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I put a post on the Peeps group on Facebook. It was a bit of a joke, to be honest, and I think somebody had posted up that the applications for the next series of Great British Sewing Bee were invited. So I just put a post up saying, shall I apply? And it was a bit of a joke. And to be honest, I was completely overwhelmed. There was loads of, probably lots of you guys that are on that group that all sort of said, yes, 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 please do it, please do. And I was really, really quite shocked at that. I honestly didn't expect that, because it was a bit of a joke. And I've left it, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to apply. So I've applied. I've just applied and submitted it, and now I'm sort of bricking it a bit. Oh, I don't know why, because I'm not going to get selected anyway, but yeah, I've applied for the Great British Sewing Bee. So watch this space, you never know. Anyway, I am going to cut out a pair of ultimate trousers. So if you remember, I got the Cobra Corsage twill fabric, stretch twill, or is it drill? I'm not sure. I think it said it was a twill, but it feels more, no, it said it was a drill, I think, but it feels more like a twill. Anyway, I'm going to cut those out. I'm doing it upstairs in my bedroom on the floor, because I can't get access to the dining table where I normally cut my patterns out. So yes, I'm going to get on with that now. I'm just checking that this isn't a directional print. I'm pretty sure it isn't. I've bought this fabric before, but I've not actually used it yet. So yeah. we're done. Happy Friday, nearly at the end of the week, guys. Yeah, I am just on my way to work, and you have just seen me doing my hair. And full disclosure, this is not a paid for post, but I really wanted to tell you about it. Basically, you probably saw me using the Dyson Airwrap, and there's a bit of history behind this because if you Google it, you will see how expensive it is. And when they came out, you know, I thought, oh my word, they're never going to sell those at that price. And it wasn't something I'd ever considered because I'm a Yorkshire girl, I like to get a bargain. And basically my friend at work, the other A&P who I work with, she has quite short hair actually, but she is a sucker for new things. And probably about 2 months ago, she told me that she'd bought this Dyson Airwrap on a bit of a whim, and she was telling me about how amazing it was. And I said, well, you know, it really needs to be amazing when it costs that much. She was telling me all about it, and I did a little bit of research, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get one and see what it's like. So, oh my word, it's amazing. Now, the thing is, I have naturally wavy hair, which to a lot of people they'll say, oh, you're so lucky, mine's dead straight and lanky and there's not a lot I can do with it, etc, etc. But naturally wavy hair, it does take some styling for it to look nice, otherwise you just look like you've just got out of bed all the time if you don't do anything with it. And I you know, when my hair was in a bob, I used to use my straighteners on it all the time, and then the ends would get frazzled and whatnot. And obviously, you know, when you're dyeing your hair a lot, it gets over processed. And when I was trying to grow it, that was one of the reasons why I could never grow it, because I'd be growing it and all the length that I'd managed to grow on it I would have to have chopped off, because they were the bits that ended up over processed. So the thing with the Dyson Airwrap is that it's a styler, but it dries your hair at the same time. So, and it's just, I don't understand the technology, obviously that's not my area, but essentially it's designed to limit or practically eliminate the heat on your hair, so it prevents damage. And the thing with the Airwrap is, well, there's two stylers. I think there's a volume and shape and a volume and lift or something like that, and I got the one for my particular hair type, which is, I do have a lot of hair. I mean, obviously you know these are extensions, but naturally I have a lot of hair, but it's very fine, and so I got the one that's right for that. I can't remember which one it is, but I'll put it along the bottom of the screen. Anyway, yeah, so I got the thing with this Airwrap is that it's got different heads on the main body that you can use to just dry your hair sort of straight with a bit of a curl like this and a bit of lift. And it also has these curler attachments as well.
and the effect, it's called Coanda effect. They've obviously made that term up, but it really is. If you Google it or you look at YouTube videos, it's amazing what it does. You basically hold up a piece of your hair like this, and it just catches it and whizzes it round the attachment, and then it gives you amazing curls. And it really does work. It is amazing. The key thing with it is, you probably saw in the clip, I mean, I did fast forward it obviously, but you probably saw in the clip that I did use my hairdryer, because when your hair is just towel dried out of the shower, it's too damp still and it will take you forever to use this styler. So, you know, to just blow dry off, or you can let it dry naturally, I guess, if you've got the time, but obviously it was 7 o'clock in the morning, I need to get ready for work, so I don't have the time when it's a work day. But if you know, you can either let it dry off naturally so far, or just dry off the wetness with your hairdryer, and then you can use this to either create amazing curls or just, you know, style it the way I have. And it really does, you know, it reduces it. Well, it feels, my hair feels so much better without using any heat on it at all, or very little heat. And I'm really impressed with it, really impressed. I do think, yes, it's very expensive and it's not going to be accessible for people that, you know, don't have the budget or don't want to spend that kind of money on a styler. But, you know, for me, I'm really pleased that I've got it, and it's definitely something that I use a lot. I think for creating curls as well, because using curling tongs, obviously you're applying a lot of heat to your hair, and over time that does over process it and damage it, etc. And using these curling things that do this amazing thing, I will, if you really want me to, I will show you how that works. I'll, you know, wash my hair over the weekend, and I'll just give you a bit of a demo of how it works, because it is really, really amazing. Obviously, I was originally going to be going to the Sewn retreat in May down on the Isle of Wight again, but Sian has quite understandably postponed that now in light of the current situation, which I expected her to do that, to be honest, and I'm totally not surprised, absolutely gutted, understandably. And but, you know, it's totally understandable and expected in the situation that we're facing currently. So you know, we just have to we have to live with that, don't we? So it's a shame, because it's so lovely when we all get to meet up, you know, and I think with the way things are at the minute, I think everybody needs that. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be postponed, but that's fine. We will get to do it at some point. And what was the other thing? The other thing that I was wanting to quickly chat to you about as well was, I'm thinking of doing a live stream. Now, I know that quite a few vloggers do these already, and I know that you watch a lot of these vloggers as well as me, that, you know, I don't have my own exclusive set of subscribers, and I don't want to take up all your time, and I certainly don't want to be posting a live stream on the same day as any of the other vloggers that you follow that also do live streams. So I have had discussions with said vloggers already, because I certainly don't want to step on anybody else's toes. I do appreciate that for some vloggers, their sewing channel is their livelihood, and that's really important to me, because I follow them as well, and I want to make sure that, you know, they're getting the traffic, basically, because that's really important to me, because I love following their channels. And you know, I really don't want to sort of take anything away from that, because to me this is mostly a hobby. You know, as you know, I work, I have a good job, and I do this as a hobby. But the reason I was thinking of doing a live stream is that I know that there's an awful lot of you out there now that are, for many reasons, stuck at home, whether that's because you are retired, whether you're in a vulnerable group, or you're self-isolating, or you're working from home, etc. And there's a lot of disruption to your lives, and I totally understand how that can have a massive effect on people's, not just physical health, but mental health as well. If you have anxiety, you know, being stuck at home and not being able to get out can really exacerbate those symptoms. And what I thought it would be really nice to do a live stream where we can all chat and I can sort of be there live in your lives for an hour or two one weekend morning, where we can all chat about sewing, and I'll maybe do a bit of sewing while we chat or whatever. I've never done one of these before. I haven't got a clue how it works. I'm an absolute novice. I don't know. I'm sat here now chatting away to you and not taking a single breath, obviously, but I have no idea how I will present myself to you all if I am talking to you live. So yeah, I may clam up, I may make a fool of myself or whatever, I really don't know, because obviously I can't edit it out, can I? If I use the odd swear word or whatever, or say something controversial or whatever, it's there, isn't it? It's not something that I can edit out. So anyway, I guess what I'm saying is, would you like me to do that? Would it be something that you're interested in? I guess I'm a bit worried that I would do a live stream and nobody would join in, and I'd be there talking to myself. Yeah, would you like me to do one, and what time of day, UK time, would suit you? So if you can just let me know in the comments below if that's something that you'd be interested in, or if you, please don't feel that I would be offended if you say, no, sorry, there's already too many people doing live streams that we connect with and we haven't got time. That's absolutely fine. It was just something I thought in the current climate you may enjoy, because obviously sewing is such a solitary thing and people are being even more solitary than normal at the minute, and I thought it might be nice. But you know, as I say, I'm very mindful that I want to make sure that I don't distract anything away from other people that already have live streams planned. So please let me know in the comments below what you think, and I'll take that on board and look at it. So anyway, I have been chatting to you for 15 minutes now, just this morning, and I am really conscious that this vlog is going to be probably about an hour long, and every week I'm saying I'm going to make it shorter and it gets longer and longer and longer. So I'm going to leave it there and sign off now, because I'm about 3-4 minutes away from work, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later.
Right, today's Saturday, and well, it's Saturday afternoon. But to be honest, I've lost all knowledge of the time of day. I've been up since 6 o'clock yesterday morning, and in that space of time, and what time are we on now? It's 2:30. I've had 3 hours sleep. Late last night, we got a phone call from one of Bronte's friends. She wasn't very well. She's been unwell all week, and she'd sort of deteriorated a bit last night, and the ambulance was there and they were taking her to hospital. So we had to drive down to Leicester late last night, spent all night overnight with her in A&E, and she's been admitted to a respiratory unit at another hospital in Leicester, where she's currently in isolation. So she's fine, she's doing okay, she's absolutely fine. Well, obviously she's not fine because she wouldn't be in hospital, but she's okay. But obviously she's in isolation now. We can't see her. Oops. We can't see her. We've had to come home. We're exhausted, and yeah, it looks like she potentially could have coronavirus. So she's been tested and we're currently waiting for results. So that means that we are currently in lockdown ourselves until we find out the results, hopefully later today. And yeah, I'm pretty exhausted really, and not just physically from lack of sleep, but also mentally as well. It's just been this year, well, this last 8-9 months, I just keep thinking, what on earth is going to continue to be thrown at us as a family, you know, with my dad being ill. My dad's ill again. He's not coping very well with everything that's been going off. We've just been through the floods, which obviously we're still cleaning up after, and we're in the midst of replacing our kitchen, and then now this with my daughter, and it's just one thing after another, and I'm beginning to wonder who I upset in a previous life. Anyway, I'm sorry to depress you with all that news. You don't come here to be depressed even more, do you? But that's the situation at the minute anyway. So on a more positive note, I obviously I didn't go to work this morning as planned to the extended access shift, and I am trying to stay off social media now because it's just getting to me, I'll be honest. So what I am doing is I obviously cut out the ultimate trousers a couple of nights ago, and I'm going to do some sewing and just try and chill and watch a few YouTube videos while I do this. And yeah, so I cut them out of the lovely Cobra corsage fabric, and I'm going to get these sewn up this afternoon. So that's the plan. Right, so I'm more or less finished. I really love these actually. I have used my bias binding to bind the hem of the facing. I've put one of my Kylie in the Machine labels in as well, just to give me a bit of a pick me up. I'm really happy with how the invisible zipper has gone in. I haven't tried to pattern match, although what I am disappointed in, it's totally my own fault, is that the front two legs are more or less exactly the same. So the print positioning is the same on both front legs. That was a complete fluke, and I don't particularly like how that looks, because obviously when I'm wearing them from the front they look a bit odd. Well, I think so. And I was a little bit worried that they were a bit pajama-y, but they're not actually. On they fit quite well, and yeah, really happy with them. I have used my rainbow overlocker thread, which I've had for ages and haven't used for ages, and all I've got to do is just hem them now. I have pressed the hems. I've just got to overlock the seam and then the raw edge, sorry, overlock the raw edge, and then I'm going to do a blind hem to finish these off, and then they're done. Good morning. So today's Sunday and I'm feeling much better today. I've actually had some sleep, which has been good, and I don't feel as stressed, and yeah, Bronte's doing really well. She is now on a ward, still isolated but on a ward, still haven't got the results, but she's okay, she's in good spirits, so that's reassuring and that makes me feel better. So anyway, I thought I would, it's gorgeous morning, well actually it's afternoon now, it's about 12:30, but I thought I would come outside, get a bit of fresh air, and show you the trousers that I made yesterday, the ultimate trousers. So I'm just going to put you down and then you can see them. So yeah, so I really like them actually. I don't know if you can see them there, but they are cropped ankle length and they fit really nicely. Yeah, I'm gonna get loads of wear out of these for the summer. So today's plans, I'm going to make the Tessuti Hillary top. I'm doing a toile of that at the minute, and I'm going to get that sewn. I've cut it out already. I cut it out last night. I'm going to get that sewn up this afternoon. Martin is fitting the dishwasher and sink as we speak, so I'm not going to show you any of the kitchen because it's just a bomb site, so there's no point in that, but I'm going to sign off this vlog for this week and get this up this afternoon hopefully. And yeah, I think it's long enough, this vlog this week. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed this week. It's had its ups and downs, but that's life, isn't it? So stay safe, keep smiling, we'll get through this together, and I'll see you all again next week. Take care, bye.